Hello everyone, welcome back to my craft room. Today I'm going to make a cover for this box of Maltesers. I've got some craft fairs coming up and I thought I would be able to put these on my craft table. So the paper I'm going to use is from the new Autumn Winter catalogue, which starts on the 4th of September. So that's just a couple of days away. And the paper I've chosen to use is this one. It's called Brightly Gleaming, and I don't know whether you can see it, but it's got gold foiling on all of these pieces. Let me show you. That one has got a lot of gold foiling on it. Look at that, beautiful. And then on the other side, they're just as pretty, but they don't have any foiling on. So it's that one. That's gorgeous, isn't it? How lovely. So let's get on. Now the designer series paper I've chosen to use is this one. Let me get my catalogue out of the way. And I've already cut and I've scored it, but I'll just run through the measurements. Don't worry about the measurements. I will do a blog post, so you could make this box too. And this measures 12 inches by 9 inches. On the short side, on both edges, you need to score at 1 5/8 and then turn it, and you need to score it at 3 3/8, 5 inches, 8 3/8 and 10 inches. So as you can see, I've already done, and I've also already cut on the long side up to the first horizontal, but I do need to put some little wedges in there, so let's do that now. And I'm going to turn it over, just I think it might be easier. So you can see I've cut up to the first score line on each side. So let's just snip off some little wedges. Yeah. Just stops them getting in the way when you're folding your box. I'm only cutting little wedges into the flaps. Righty-ho, now let me just show you how this is going to fit around the box. So this is going to come up here, and then this one is going to come down here. So let's make the bottom bit of our box first. So I'm going to put some glue, get rid of my scissors so I don't get them all gluey. I'm going to put some glue on these flaps, and liquid glue, as you all know, is my preferred glue. You could use tear and tape, but I prefer liquid glue because it's got a bit of wriggle room. And this is going to go up here, like so. And I'm just lining up the edge, that cut edge, with that folded edge there. Do that on both sides. Okay. And what we're going to do is we're going to put these inside there. So I'm going to put some glue on here. And again on this bit here. And again, I'm lining up that cut edge just with the folded edge of my box. Come round this side. There we go. Good, I think that's okay. Good, yeah. So now what I'm going to do is I want this flap to come over here. So I'm going to put this over here like so. So let's fold this in. Just make sure I put the glue in on the right bit of the flap. Yeah, so that I need to put glue on this piece. And on this piece. That's our box almost done. Brilliant. Now I'm just going to leave that just for a few minutes because I want to cut on the diagonal there, but I want to make sure the glue's dry first before I do. So let's do some stamping because I'd like to put a little label on it, I think. And I'm going to use the stamp set that comes with the brightly gleaming, oh sorry, beg your pardon, comes with the cup of Christmas, and I wanted to use this one called Sweet Christmas Wishes. I will be making a project later on with this lovely stamp set, so keep your eyes peeled. But first of all, I've got my stamp already on my block. Just going to bring in a piece of grid paper just so that I don't get it all over my desk. This is the first time I've used this stamp, and when I get a stamp and use it for the first time, I always think it needs kind of weathering in a bit. Oh, that's nice. So there we go. And I'm using Mossy Meadow, and the paper is Mossy Meadow as well. Oh, lovely, look at that. Good. Now, with the set, you get this cute little holly and berries. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to punch this out with a 2-inch punch. So, and then using the Mossy Meadow again, but I'm going to stamp off, oh yes, stamp off I think. I'm going to just pop there. don't think I'm going to need my ink again. Put that away. Now I'm going to bring in some of our markers. And I'm just going to colour in the leaves. Oh, if I could just, let's get the lid off. I've got sticky fingers today. Just going to colour the holly leaves. I'm going to bring in one that's real red, and again, like our blends, with the markers you get a short stubby firm end and you get a brush end as well, and for both of these I'm using the firm end. Leave that to dry a bit. Now our box, I lost it there. Our box needs to have a diagonal cut in it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut from that edge to that corner, from this edge to that end. So let me bring my scissors in. In fact, I'm going to use some bigger scissors. That way I only have to hopefully use one nice long cut. And can you see how I've pushed this back? Just means I can get to it a bit easier. Just make sure I cut the right one. So I'm cutting from there up to there. Pointing my scissors where I want to go. And then the same with this one. I'll do this one from the inside. So, and there we go. There we have our box to go on to our box, our Maltesers. Let me bring them in. See how beautifully that fits. I'm really pleased with that. So let's put some ribbon round our box. And this is the ribbon that's in the annual catalogue, and it's got Pretty Peacock and Old Olive in it, and it's kind of got a little sort of goldy shimmer to it, so I think it goes beautifully with this paper. So here we go, trying to tie a bow on whilst filming. Don't quite need that much. Want to make sure I get all the gold shimmery showing. Oh dear. Oh, I've got funny fingers today. My thumb is not working very well. So, let me have another go. Well, I wouldn't say that's the best bow in the world. I'm going to stop the camera and have another go. So now we have our box, and I was thinking I'd like to put a little label on the front of it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a little belly band out of ribbon. Oh, for some reason I've got a knot in my ribbon. So I'm going to just take a bit of ribbon and tie it, take enough to just tie around it, like so. And then I'm going to use a 2-inch circle punch over that. So let's get that ready. So I'm going to use a sentiment from the Cup of Christmas stamp set, and I thought this Sweet Christmas Wishes would fit the contents of the box. So I'm going to stamp that in Mossy Meadow. So, and then also with the stamp, with that set, comes a little set of holly leaves and berries. So I've already got that on my block, so I'm just going to give a bit of decoration to my label. Ooh. So get that out of the way before I put my finger in it. And I'm going to punch it out with a 2-inch circle punch. Like so. And I think it could do with a little bit of colour. So I'm going to bring in a Stampin' Right marker. Now this one is real red, and I'm just going to put a little bit of colour onto the berries. And then this one is Mossy Meadow. And you'll see on our Stampin' Right markers you get a brush end and a stubby end, as I call it. And I'm just using the stubby end just to colour in my leaves. There we go, so a little bit of colouring, a little bit of stamping. Now I'm going to bring in another piece of Whisper White because I'm going to trap the ribbon between two pieces of card. So here we go, here's my box. And what I'm going to do is that's going to go on there. I'm going to bring in a glue dot. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to oops. Oh, I didn't pick the glue dot up. That didn't help, did it? So I'm just putting a glue dot on my ribbon, and then I'm going to put that there and wrap that around my box, and then I'm going to put another glue dot on top of the ribbon. Where's my pokey tool gone? There it is. Just peel one off, put it, I'm going to put one there, and I'm going to put one on the white card as well. And this is Whisper White card that I'm using. So I'm going to pull that a bit tighter. Oops, I've got twisting it. Right? Oh no, look, I haven't put the right side down. Oh dear. I'm going to peel that off. You can see how firm our glue dots are, because I've got it the wrong colour up. I wanted that colour up. So put that in place there. And put that down. And then I'm just going to snip off the end. I don't want it dangling underneath. And I'll put another piece just there. There we go. Now what I can do is I can put my label on the top of that, and I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to use some wet glue to do it, just to make sure it stays in place. And it also gives me a bit of wriggle room to make sure that I get my label, whoops, lined up on top of the piece of card underneath. There we go, there's our little belly band. So there we have it, box of Maltesers in a nice box to cover it. And this is going to go on my craft stall when I go in a couple of weeks' time. So thank you very much for watching today. As I say, I will do a blog post with everything that I've used. And if you haven't subscribed before, please do so, because I will be making other videos. Thank you very much. Bye.